Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the Wolterman Homestead. It's been 2 days since, you say hi?
Hi.
It has been 2 days since we got back from HOA, although you will be seeing this video the following week, because this week I'll be sharing all of our HOA videos and adventure. We are back home, and I'm out here in the greenhouse. I just watered these raised beds in here, and we actually have some sprouts from the radishes have popped up. And then I have a little bit of, I think, salad mix that's popped up. Nope. Say, you can't drive your tractor in the beds anymore.
Why?
Why? Because we're growing stuff. Can you go play with it out here in this dirt?
No.
I keep catching him driving his truck through these raised beds in here. So we'll see what grows. We might have to come back in through here and plant some more seed. So we'll see. But today's video, I'm going to walk you through the yard and show you some plantain. And then I'm going to make a salve. It's the first time I've ever made it. But I have a friend that makes plantain salve, and it's great. It has a whole bunch of holistic purposes. As always, though, check with your doctor, medical professional, when using herbal remedies first.
Hi.
You say hi?
Hi.
Oh, can you show them your new hat? Yeah? Did you get that at HOA?
Yeah, Mom got it for me at HOA.
Yeah, and we got it from Farm Life Outfitters. They have a YouTube channel. Check them out. I'll leave a link to them down below. But do you love your hat? Barn hair don't care?
Barn hair don't care.
But we'll walk you through the yard. Now, I've already, earlier this season, I went through the yard and I picked some plantain. And I put them in the dehydrator and I dried it out. So I probably won't pick anything today. I'll just go ahead and use what I have already dried out. But we're in the greenhouse now, so we're kind of protected from the wind, but it is windy today. So we'll see how the sound comes through, but let's go check out and go plantain hunting. So stepping out of the greenhouse, there's plantain right here. It is oval shaped. Now there's broadleaf plantain, and then there's also narrowleaf plantain. So there's some right here. And you don't want to mistake it for, this is dandelion. So here's some right here, and then you can also tell by the seeds. I want to say they can produce up to like 3,000 seeds per plant. But so this is plantain. Here's a larger plantain, and like when you go to pick these, I mean, you just pull it right off, or you can get scissors. But I always try to make sure that I get not damaged, kind of clean plantain leaves. And we've got it. All of this is plantain.
Hey.
You playing? Swinging. Okay, so this is narrow leaf plantain, and also we are in fall season. We've already had two frosts, so everything is much shriveled up than it should be. But so here's narrow leaf, here's broadleaf, so that you can tell the difference. You can use narrow leaf, although when it's like springtime, it's much whiter than this thin. But you can typically tell because it has a lot of grooves to it. Here's some that's a little bit wider than what we just looked at. But this is narrow leaf, broadleaf. shelter of the greenhouse due to the wind today. It's a very fall day today. It just feels really nice. But so your plantain. So when you pick this, you can either just set it out on a shelf without any sun and just let it dry out in a shaded spot, or you can do what I did and just set it all in a dehydrator and just dehydrate it until it flakes, and you can just crumble it up. So it's relatively simple. We have it all over the yard here, but I would recommend that if you do pick this and do try this method, to make sure that it's pesticide free and you know what's been sprayed on it, what's touched it, when it comes to chemicals and things like that. So that's just something to keep in mind when you pick things that you're going to put on your body or ingest. So just to let you know that one. But let's go ahead and go on inside and make some plantain salve. It's time to make some plantain salve. So always save your jars. You never know what you're going to use it for. This had been a coconut oil jar. It had a really nice lid on top. I just peeled the label off of it, and now I use it for dried herbs. In this jar here, we have 2 cups of the plantain leaves. I just stuck them on a dehydrator. Just did one level of leaves, did another level, a whole thing of leaves. And it just depends on your time, on how big your leaves are and how wide they are, or if you use the narrow leaf variety. So 2 cups of leaves for 1 cup of oil. I'm going to use coconut oil today. You could probably use olive oil. You just kind of want like a good carrier oil. So then here I've just got a pot and I've got water in it, so it's kind of like a water bath. And then this is just an old mason jar. It was actually from Old Smoky when we went to Gatlinburg. So I'm not too worried about it getting oily or waxy or anything like that, because I can just get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in the 2 cups of oil. Sorry, 1 cup of oil. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on low medium heat, and then we're going to take, canning comes in handy, 2 cups of the leaves. Trying to make sure I coat it all. I'm going to let this sit for a little while. I'll come back and check on it. You just want to let it infuse the plant's leaves into the oil. Okay, so I have let this simmer and sit for a good hour. I did end up adding some more water to this, so I would recommend putting enough water that it covers the oil in here, but the water stays on the outside. But just that so that your levels are the same from the inside of this jar to the outside of the pot. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 tablespoons of beeswax. I just picked this up at Hobby Lobby. If you can find some from a local farmer, I would totally recommend that instead. Okay, so I got 3 tablespoons of beeswax, and mine are like little pellets. So I'm going to take this out and put this in. I'm going to go ahead and dump, this is just a mason jar. This is a coffee filter, and then if you have a cheesecloth, that'd be better, but I went ahead and I poked a little bit of holes in this coffee filter because I wasn't sure if it would go through being an oil-based product. And then I just put a mason lid around the top. So I'm just going to dump this because we're trying to strain the oil out to the leaves. And it is filtering down. But again, if you had a cheesecloth, that would be much better. And be careful, this is warm. Because I've left it on between 3 and 4 on the stove temperature. I'm kind of letting this melt in this hot water. I have a plastic knife, that way I can just throw it away. And then this is on like medium heat. But it is melting. It's just the beeswax. I'm going to go ahead, it's cooled down quite a bit, but this is the coconut oil with the infused plantain leaves. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple drops of essential oil. Now I'm a huge fan of plant therapy, big fan of them. I just like the company. Their oils are inexpensive, and they work really well for our family. But the Now brand is another option that I use, like if I'm cleaning or something. But so I'm gonna add some tea tree oil, just a couple drops of it, and then a couple drops of lavender. But this is optional. You don't have to do this. That's like 8 to 10 drops of lavender. That's tea tree oil. So there's that. And then we've got this stuff. While I'm waiting on the beeswax to melt, I picked up from Hobby Lobby these little mason jars. They were $1.69 a piece. They're just simple, small. That's what I'm going to pour the finished product into. I got 3 of them because I wasn't sure how many I would need, and then it's also nice to just have around the house. So that's what I'm going to put the finished product in. It is almost melted. Okay, so I've got my tincture oil mixture here, and then I've got my beeswax. Going to very carefully, let's see how this goes. Pour my beeswax in here. Stir it up a little bit. I've got my 2 jars here. We'll see how much it fills. Alright. So we've got about 1.5 jars. I'm going to let these cool completely, and then I will, I made some little labels. I made some labels for them to go on front once they've totally cooled. And then we've got our salve. Plantain salve is great for lots of many things, minor cuts and scrapes, burns, bee stings, things like that. I'll drop some links down in the description about plantain uses and remedies and things like that. That way you can read up on it, and then if you want to do your own research you can. But yeah, thanks for joining me today in making some plantain salve. Take care and God bless.